Grabando. Hello,
Hello!
hello.
Welcome to another episode of Mahola's podcast adventures.
With a better, oh, the camera is
Camera
there. Sorry,
quality,
better
yes.
camera quality. Yeah, don't
Hopefully you can see us now. You
look
can
up
see
there.
how. Oh, we look up there.
Yeah. It's like
Oh.
probably the first few seconds it was us looking down. It just looks weird.
Yeah, we were looking at the camera. We have a new camera set up, which is our old camera. We just realized, thanks to our good friend Felix, shout out Felix, that
Yeah.
we can connect it as a webcam to the laptop.
And
Which
it
we
looks
had
like
another
this.
webcam for that
Yeah, but
recorded the
that,
previous ones. Wow, this is such a bad intro.
it's horrible. But
Uh,
like, I mean, you never know what to
Exactly,
expect when
you
it comes
never
to
know.
us.
Never let them know your next move.
Never.
So yeah, we're clearer now. You can see
We're clear
us
in
clearly
sight, but
look
no
into
in
my
minds.
eyes. What? What are we talking about? Anyway, back to
Exactly.
for another episode of We Just Talk About Things that we like to
Yes.
talk about,
Yeah.
and who knows where we're gonna go with this one.
Yep.
General topic of conversation will be mainly also in-person coaching, because like we both
Yeah.
come from training people in person. I did many years of in person. You did a
We're
little
very
bit
good
less.
online
Yeah.
and in person, but like we both did both, and we're good at both.
Yeah, like in person was just like my bread and butter. A lot of coaches that I coach right now, especially in person coaches, like I help them also like with sales on the gym floor. I'm not a sales guy, but I was taught how to talk. Like it's a conversation
You're good at sales.
to have.
so it's
Yeah,
like-
get ourselves in terms of like the gym floor and
Yeah.
connecting with people.
I mean, you
right?
became good at sales because usually following the formula of what works, right? And it's like you're
Yeah.
applying it to your own clients have worked wonders as well.
Yeah, exactly. I've had success with like at least from my anecdotal experience that I've taught people and I've talked to you about it. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Bit of a backstory: when I first started
Right.
working as an in-person coach, I was really bad at sales because I didn't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
The sad thing about maybe hopefully it's changed, but I don't think it is because you had the same issue. When I did my personal
yeah, no.
training course, they kind of teach you like how you just expect you, or if you're a personal trainer, you might have had the same experience. You just learn everything, and you kind of expect, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, and like people will want
People are
to
there waiting
train
for
for me
It's
to
like,
help
yeah,
them.
no.
And nobody really tells you that this is actually a sales business first, and you have to. And there are systems like we worked. Sorry, just a little bit of a
Yeah, it's backstory.
background.
Just, like, if you don't like it,
Because
then
there are
don't listen to
different
us.
types of gyms. There are certain
Yeah.
gyms that you go for work for. They give you clients, but they take a cut from it, right? So those gyms, yes, you don't need to go and worry about sales, but the
Which
system.
still sucks, but
Yeah, they take more of your money than you expect. But for
Yeah.
us, the gym that we worked for was you do a service for them. You either pay them, which was me, I paid them a rent, then I could use this space, or you work a certain amount of hours for them, which covers the rent, and then outside of those hours, you can train your clients. So either
Yeah.
pay the rent or work for them for a certain amount of time, but then outside of that, you train your clients, you get your own clients, and you keep the money
Yeah.
yourself. And there's no like there's not a third party.
yeah, all
So
the
you
money.
keep all the
It's just like you have the one-to-one with the clients, and
Yeah.
you deal with everything with the clients. But these other gyms just like has members. Some members need personal training, so they're gonna make sure that like if you match with the client, then it's like, oh, you guys, you can work together.
Exactly.
So
So
it's
we
usually for packages, no, as well.
yeah, for packages and everything else, but they take like they give you 30% or like, and then it's
Yeah.
incentive. Like the more clients you train,
Yeah.
the more of a cut you get, but it's still not fair.
Yeah.
As we said, we both went to the place that we had to get our own clients, right?
And I think so far, I mean, I haven't.
That's been the
I
best.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't had experience with the other way, but at the same time, like this one forces you to get better at sales. If you're not, you leave. Like, I've seen that a lot, and it's like in the very short amount of time that I worked in person in a gym, I saw so many coaches come and go because they didn't know how to sell.
Exactly.
And like they wouldn't get clients, and it's just like it was a bunch of people out there like really needing help, but like in the courses or the gym they don't really teach you how to sell or anything. It's mostly and most of the times a lot of use full less information. for the most part of
I
it.
feel like useful, but less, like too much information, but it's useless.
Yeah. Like it's useful to know it, but it's not everything about it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna learn it anyways down the road.
Yeah. So we had to learn how to we both had to learn how to sell and how to talk to people and everything else, and that's, as I said, something that I help my clients with. And at first I didn't know that. Like I was working in a gym that I had to get my own clients. Nobody was giving it to me, and I understand some people are more comfortable with that regular income and find, like, been given the clients and everything else. But most of them, once they start doing more, they want to get out of that system, because it's not a system that helps coaches who know what to do. Like at the beginning, maybe it'll help you. I'm a big fan of just jumping into the deep end and doing it. But so
not
at first,
everyone is like that, right? So.
I would do crazy stuff on the gym floor, thinking that I needed to get people's attention by doing craziness. I've talked about this a lot, that I would go and do handstands on the tallest object. Like I would pick a pull-up bar, do a muscle up to get on top of it, and then do a handstand on top of that, thinking that, oh, people will see that. Nobody wants to do that on the gym floor. Everyone wants to just get, like, look better, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't getting as much traction until I had a really good friend and mentor who came from a sales background and told me and taught me, like, first thing was like, have you tried talking to people on the gym floor, right? Just like, oh, talk to them. Who would have thought that actually talking to people on the gym floor can get you more results? But it also has to be, in my opinion, and we've talked about it a lot, it has to be directed conversation, because a lot of personal trainers are taught that they need to build rapport with the person. And I totally understand. You need to build rapport to make a sales. But I think intentions become really important. So when I teach about sales, when I talk about sales, people who know, I talk a lot about relationships. I talk a lot about asking people out. I talk a lot about sex as well, because I feel like it's a relatable analogy, or people can understand it a little bit more. So it just sticks with them a little bit, right? So I think it
kind of like there's a path where they both can connect.
Exactly. And the moment you say sex, you get people's attention. So it's always fun. So one of the pieces of advice that I give people is talking to members on the gym floor. You have to make your intentions clear. Is just like asking someone out. Like imagine you're at the bar and you see a girl and you think they're attractive, right? And you go up to them and you want to make your intentions clear. You're not going to immediately be a dick, but like if I just go to you and beat around the bush, then talk about this, talk about that, talk about life. Don't say like, oh, listen, I'm interested, or can I buy you a drink? You're looking beautiful. Whatever the cheesy line is, but it works. If I don't set the expectation and intention, and I keep talking to you, you know what's going on. I know what's going on.
And you're waiting, in a bar.
Right? Yeah. And you exactly, both single in a bar, but you're waiting for them to say it. And if the person doesn't say it, eventually you'll be like, okay, maybe this person just wants to be friends, right?
Like, oh, it's cool then.
This person wants to be friends. You open the door as a friend, and then 2 weeks later they'll be like, actually, I'm interested in it. Feels like a betrayal, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah, why did you waste my time? Why didn't you make intentions clear? You end up in the friend zone if you don't make your intentions clear.
Yeah.
Same thing happens to personal trainers, that they talk to people on the gym floor. They could be I've seen some very extroverted people still suffer from not getting clients on the gym floor. Everyone, they've talked to everyone, but because they don't make that intention clear, they don't say, like, they don't talk about, I'm a coach, I'm looking to train you, or have you thought about training? And I'll get into that, because there are questions that we bring.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're a person who's training in the gym and you don't seem to know what you're doing. And I'm a coach working in this gym and I saw you and I'm coming to talk to you. So might as well just like, I don't know you from anything. So might as well like create a report and say like, hey, I want to train you.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So build, like, again, so example I give is, trainers try to go and talk to someone, and then they talk about like the episode of a TV show, how's the weather and things like that. And yes, small talk to just break the ice helps, but the sooner you talk about the main thing, which is training, that you've set the intention. And if they say no, you can still build rapport, you can still be friends. And this is another mistake that PTs make, that the moment someone says no to them, that person is dead to
Yeah.
their personal trainer and they
I'm
never
here
talk
with
to
it
them.
to you again.
I talk to everyone all the time because if it's a no now, it can become a yes later. So I used to like talk to them, remember, ask them, bring back conversations, be like, oh, so how's training going again? How is this? How's that? You always keep connections, but you have at least showed that you're interested as a coach. Same thing with like, you might ask someone out, they're like, oh, now I'm in a relationship. But they know your intention. So if something changes down the line, maybe and be like, oh, he was the right person, they come back to you. Whereas
Yeah.
you don't want to, as a personal trainer, or as a person who's asking someone out, you don't want to end up in the friend zone. Making your intentions clear. So we had again. This is. I'm not gonna. I'm always a big fan of giving credit where credit is due. Nathaniel Morris, he was the guy who helped me like with my business and everything else, and he gave me this idea of your third question should always be about asking them about personal training. So I have like for me is the rule is my third question is have you ever thought about working with a trainer or have you ever worked with a trainer before? So that sets the intention, that sets everything up right. Now I do understand like going through this different iterations of this and conversations, I do think it might be a little bit different
Yeah.
between men and
Person to
women.
person, yeah.
Yeah, person to person, but also men and women. Like for guys, it's easier to just come up with that point.
Yeah.
With girls, it might take, and I mean the personal training. So for me, it might be easier for me to bring this question up as a third question.
Yeah.
For girls, I have seen that might be depending on their personality as well.
Yeah, usually.
You might need a little bit of a conversation more to bring it up. I still think it will be very successful the sooner you can bring it in. But, and that's my second point, it's all about how you feel about it. Your energy crosses over. Again, there is this funny memes and everything else. One guy does something in the office and it's sexual harassment. The other guy does it in the office and it's flirtation.
Yep.
They both do the same thing, but the energy is different. Like it can be word by word the same exact thing, right? But the delivery and the energy behind it is different, which makes one of them funny and one of them creepy. So for you, even though I do recommend people finding that idea of being able to ask that question as soon as possible
Yeah.
to set the expectations, sometimes if the feelings are not there or you don't have
Yeah.
the right tone, and that's why I said like sometimes with the girls it might be a little, and I feel like you felt that as well. It was
Yeah,
really hard to
yeah.
bring it very quickly up, right? And it felt
Yeah.
like uncomfortable and like a little bit plastic or like
But I think it was like thinking about all of these things back. I think it was also my own confidence in the fact that like I think I've told you this, like I don't feel 100% myself in English. As if it were in Spanish, I'll probably have a little bit less barriers with it, because like sometimes you don't know how to express exactly how you feel in another language. So it's like for me that might have been a thing. And it comes a little bit to confidence. So it's like I think it was more about like, okay, I need to myself feel confident in this conversation so I can drop off the question, so it comes up like I am here because I know about this and I know you don't know. So if you work with me, you will get better. So it was, I think, like the barrier for those things. Because I have been thinking about those things all this time, right? And it's like the difference between online and in person. So it's like whenever I think of when I was in person, I don't think the issue comes from necessarily like being a woman or being a man, because I'm usually very like straight with these things. I'm pretty shameless most of the time. But I think like in this case I was feeling not too confident with it.
Yeah.
Because it was this thing where like, okay, I still need to believe that I'm a coach. I'm just starting, so it's like this is something that I myself haven't gotten down to yet. So it's like if I'm not like 100% convinced, how can I convince you?
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit more to that, to be completely honest, down that moment.
Yeah. The reason I say this is because I had that conversation with Flavia.
Yeah, you had like
So,
with
right?
us. It was with
Yeah.
the two of
And
us.
Flavia felt that like and that's why I've seen Flavia,
Yeah.
Sophie. So like we all worked together and we all had good businesses, but they
Yeah.
had this thing that like asking it on the third question was a little bit harder for them. And then,
Yeah.
because I tell you, I related to asking girls, like asking people out.
Yeah.
And
And women
normally,
don't usually
yeah,
ask
generally, it's the guys who pursue. So
Yeah.
it's easier for us to just go.
Yeah, yeah,
And you see this on the gym floor. Like,
Yeah.
like guy trainers, it's easier for them to go after someone,
That's
right?
what I mean. I think it comes a little bit more to the
But
shameless personality.
the-
Like it's not necessarily that it's between women or men.
Yeah.
It's about that usually men are a little bit shameless. So it's like you might expect it a little bit easier from a man than from a woman. But like personality will dictate that a lot. It just happens to be more of a common denominator on men more than on women.
Yeah, because like as a man, if you don't ask someone out, you don't get laid. But like
Yeah,
girls,
right?
if they want to get laid, they can get anyone.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if they
We're
they
usually
want
a little
someone.
bit more subtle.
Again,
so it's
sex.
Just like you just throw in, it's like, oh, I might be talking to the guy that I like, but he's just like, I'm not gonna tell you that I like you because I want you to pursue me. You know, so it's
So there is and like again, but there that's why there is an element of like pursuit in it. But as you said, if you it's a practice. Like at the end of the day, it's that energy. No matter if you're a guy or a girl, if you get that energy right, you can just ask the question when you want, and it won't feel weird. That's the whole point. If you feel talking about that thing is weird, trust me, the other person feels it as well.
Yeah.
And that's the third point, right? Just doing it long enough, like practice and do it. Talk to everyone who walks into the gym floor. They're on the gym floor. You're a trainer. There's like one.
There's only it can
one
go only one
outcome,
way.
right?
Yeah.
It's like if you walk into a Apple store.
Yeah.
They come and ask you like, "Is there anything we can help you with?"
Yeah.
And you're not gonna be offended
when you walk
by
in a restaurant, you definitely want to eat. So I need to ask you, like, if you want to see the menu, right?
Exactly. So don't be afraid of asking people if they work. And you're not saying. This is another thing.
Now.
Personal trainers, listen to me.
Oh.
No matter how correct you are, nobody wants to be told that they're doing something wrong. Personal trainer who thinks if they go and say you're doing something wrong and I can show you how to make it right.
Yeah,
it won't work, right?
It just
normally it makes you look like that asshole. So always the conversation is like, oh, I noticed you're doing this. How come you're doing it? Oh, is this a program you're following? Is this a goal that you follow? Oh, with this program or goal that you have you ever worked with a trainer? Have you thought about working with a trainer? Asking questions rather than making statements, especially unsolicited advice, is the worst, right? So I'm not saying go and tell people what to do. Ask them more about what they're doing. Show an interest in what they're doing. Find if there's anything that you can add value. Yeah, but also adding value. Like the goal is to find an obstacle that they're facing, and then you have the solution to that obstacle, right?
Yeah.
So, and in the beginning, nobody's good at speaking to people. It'll be clunky. It'll be awkward. You start trying to think of what you're going to come up with and everything else. Mm-hmm. It's not going to work until you do it again and again and again and again. It gets to a point that you just it just becomes second nature. Like you remember, there was a time that like I didn't even know that I was selling anymore. Like it just naturally I would lead the conversation to like, oh well, because again it's my ecosystem. I'm a trainer.
Yeah,
you're a potential client.
Yeah.
You're a potential prospect. So I'm just gonna ask, and if you say no, I'm still gonna be a very nice human. I'm still gonna talk to you. I still keep those relationships. You need help all the time. I'm not gonna ignore you at all.
Yeah, I think that's one of the worst things that you could have done, because then you are making those clients think that you're an asshole just because they said no. It's like kind of like the same guy who would just like invite a girl out, and if he didn't get laid, he was like, well, bye. It's like, so then that was all you wanted, you know. So it's usually like the translation.
It translates?
Yeah.
I didn't even say it. You say it yourself. It translates.
Sorry, it was worrying on my brain. Jesus Christ, I think caffeine is kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it translates to exactly the same. And like the feeling is pretty much the same.
Exactly. So yeah, that's...
Sorry, that's how my brain.
It's like, yo, there's so many some things. Sorry, no, we're not going there. But I'm just...
If you know, you know.
But yeah, so that was like, that's the thing. Like treat it like asking someone out, make your intentions clear, set the expectation right, and if they're saying no to you, just be nice to them. Like some of my like most consistent clients or anything else started as a no, and then
Yeah.
like I was just nice to them, and then they at some point, because you never know when someone's mind can change.
Yeah. You offer, you put it on the table, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna say no now, but like,
Yeah.
maybe I need help at some point.
Exactly. And you just plant that seed.
Yeah.
You just let it flourish on its own time. Don't be an asshole. Don't tell people what they're doing is wrong. No matter how
Yeah.
bad an exercise you think they're performing, because you never know
Yeah.
someone's story, first of all.
Yeah.
Why are they doing something? This happens a lot as a beginner personal trainer. We think we know everything, so we judge even more. And then lastly, in relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this. Probably you've seen this. Sometimes you see a couple, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. Like how he is way out of her league, or she's way out of his league, or like how did this happen? Like you never know someone's story. All right. Where I'm going with this is never set expectations. How many times? And you remember this, like, because I was really fed up with this. Like I would tell people, because I had gotten good at it, like, and eventually you do it, you kind of develop an eye. And there's so many stories like this. I would come to the gym, I would be like, oh, go and talk to that girl, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she would want personal training. How much did you
Yeah.
hate me for that?
I hated you so much, and you were right every fucking single time.
Every single time I was right about it, because you develop, like, you can kind of feel, like, you know, if
But
I keep
see
selling
you
to
looking
people,
Suddenly, it's like, oh, you're looking at this machine.
Yeah.
What does it do?
if I keep like having the same clients, finding the same clients, and having the conversations with them, and they all turn into a yes and train with me, then you start
It's a
picking up
pattern.
patterns,
Yeah.
and you get good at pattern recognition. But one thing that holds personal trainers back a lot is like they set expectations before doing it. You see someone, they're like, oh no, that person knows what they're doing. Oh no,
So?
that person doesn't want coaching. Oh no, that person's like, go and talk. You never know unless you ask, right? PTs do that all the time. How many times we saw that? Like, oh, have you
yeah.
talked to her?
Yes.
No. She knows what they're doing. Oh, have you talked to this
Yeah.
guy? Oh, he doesn't want a personal trainer. Look at him. And I
Yeah.
always use the same story. God bless her. One of my clients, there was this girl who would come in super strong. Like normally girls not as strong on bench press, right? It's not something that you guys focus
Oh
on,
yeah, no,
right?
no, usually like
Annabella.
20%.
Yeah, Annabella. She would come to the gym in a good shape, quite attractive female. Comes to the gym, smashes like bench. I think she was like benching 80 kilos for reps,
That's a lot.
right? And she would do her workout, and then get out. And she would come, and every time, like, cause like there was a time I was trying to get others, like some of my friends, help them with business and everything. It's like, have you talked to this? Like, she kind of fits your, like, who you want to train. And they were like, no, she knows what she's doing. Look, she's jacked. She's benching 80 kilo for reps. Blah blah blah. Nobody approached her, right? They were like, okay, fine. And once she was on the gym floor, I went and talked to her. I was like, oh, listen, 80 kilos, like, that's sick. Like, how come you're just benching and everything else? And she goes to me, she's like, this is all I know. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, when I was introduced to the gym, my boyfriend taught me how, like, my ex had taught me how to bench back in the day.
Waiting
And that's
for
the
the
only
next
thing-
relationship. It's like, when will squats come?
Who's teaching men not teaching squats, right? And imagine bench, yeah, that's so typical. So she's like, that's all I learned how to do, so, and that's the only
Yeah.
thing I'm comfortable doing, and I don't know anything else, and I don't feel comfortable doing it on the gym floor. So she would just come and do the thing that she's comfortable with, and then leave. I was like, what do you want to work on? She was like, legs. I was like, when is your
Those
next?
things you will get by doing bench.
Yeah, but like when is the next time you come into the gym? She was like, this time. I was like, okay, are you free at this time? She was like, yeah. I was like, I'm putting in my calendar, come in, we'll do legs together. And then I signed her up. But it's you like, there is these images we build in our heads that, like, oh, this person wants to do this person never wants coaching, or this person blah blah. You never know unless you ask.
Yeah.
You never know. I've had this, and maybe this is because I'm also international. Some of my clients, we met one of them earlier in Thailand as well.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid they're an international students. You go to PTs, they're like, have you talked to this person?
No, they're
and they'll be like,
students.
oh no, they're students. You never know.
Yeah, and like, I mean, most of them are like are studying in London, and it's the only thing
Yeah.
they do. Maybe they
Their
don't speak very well
families
English. Make a friend with them.
Yeah. Or, yeah, that's another thing. They would be like, oh, well, they don't speak English really well. I was like, watch me. One of my clients, she didn't
Yeah.
speak a single word of English. She was this Brazilian girl.
Oh,
We
shit,
would
I have the
just,
same.
right? We would just communicate through, like, good thumbs down,
Yeah.
no, like, and especially got, like, now technology, you can use phones and everything else. Literally, her and I would just talk through thumbs up, thumbs down, yes, no, do this exercise, like
Yeah.
show the exercise,
Yeah,
and
you
bro
kind of
would,
move them. It's just like, okay, Lego.
yeah, and everyone was like, how are
Yeah.
you training her? Like we had Brazilian PTs there who had not
Yeah.
trained her, because again, God forbid you, and
Because that's the
this
thing.
happens on the gym floor.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say, God forbid you're a good-looking girl who comes and trains like hard enough, and then everyone's like, yeah, it is. Because also this is, hopefully it's not as common, but sadly it
It
is.
is.
A lot of
Sadly,
times,
it is.
guys sometimes on the
Yeah.
gym, instead of looking to train people, they want
They're
to get
hitting on
laid,
yeah,
right?
they're hitting on the members.
Yeah, they're always
Yeah,
hitting on
yeah,
numbers.
yeah.
Like that was
yeah.
one of the biggest things for me is like I'm gonna make a comfortable environment for the girls who train with me, because like I could create a comfortable environment. I always introduce them to like if I'm dating someone, most of my clients, if not all of them, you've seen Paula. And I have mentioned it.
Yeah,
If I have
I'm
calls with
friends
you,
with
she
most
gets,
of
yeah,
them.
she's friends with most of my clients, and this has always been me. No matter who I've been with or anything else,
Yeah.
throughout my business, I was just like never mix business and like relationships
Personal
together.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to make everyone feel comfortable. There was nothing wrong. The integrity of job is important. Helping women, especially in the fitness industry, very important. And yeah, so I would always get my girlfriend
Yeah.
involved no matter what, whoever I was dating. And Paula's more involved than anyone else. You're all friends with her. This is why we're doing this, because you know her probably more than me, because she's there. But yeah, that's a sad thing that some of the
Yeah.
guys are known for just like hitting on girls and everything else. I'm gonna be honest with you. I care more about money. I didn't want
Yeah.
like getting laid wasn't important for me. It was
I can do
the
that
fact
later.
that I
It's
can
like-
get money
Yeah.
and eat good food and get tattoos and have my coffee.
Yeah.
So while other PTs were chasing skirts, I was chasing dollar bills,
Damn,
bands.
that's
Right?
good.
You like
That's
that? That was
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, in that same time, like I had like as well like a not Brazilian, she was Portuguese, and it's like it was literally the point where like I mean I speak Spanish, so it's similar enough, and I can understand Portuguese. So she would talk to me in Portuguese, and I'll talk to her back in Spanish. It's just like it was moments as well where we would like be like, okay, I'm gonna teach you some English then as well. And like she was on holidays there for like 4 weeks, so like for those 4 weeks I trained her, and it was like great.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
And she
like,
was very like I remember these because this was one of my first times kind of going through. It's like I'm gonna go through this comfort. It was an older lady, so she was a little bit harder to get through, and I was just like, well, I mean, like let's try to get a conversation of this. Obviously, I want to help you. So what can I do for you? And she's like, then I found out a lot of like personal stuff, and she was like, I am usually like I was a little bit scared of the gym because like I don't understand anyone, like I don't know what I'm doing. Just wanted to get something done when I'm here, and I was like, that is fantastic.
yeah.
So yeah, sometimes it's just like the people that you least expect it to.
Yeah, don't put limitations. You'll never know unless you ask. I've said this many times. This is one of the biggest rules in Mahan's life is you'll never know unless you ask.
Yeah.
And that's how you just build a business. Talk to people, ask them, don't be an asshole about it. Try to add value. That's like, is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything you're struggling with that I can help you with? Is one of the strongest questions a personal trainer can ask.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah.
That's
It's crazy. I go like thinking about that. Like some of the schemes I broke them. Like thinking about it. Just like I had 2 Russian clients and like males, and both were like, you helped me so much, and they were sentimental about it, and I was like, oh, I almost
Yes.
made cry. 2 Russians.
Yeah, because normally people come
Yeah.
like you go
That's
to
the
a
thing,
gym
like you put on
to
these things
solve
with-
an issue. So if we can help you solve that issue faster, then like what's the like
Yeah.
what is the issue?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's that. I think. You happy with that?
Yeah. Are you happy with that?
Are you happy with
I
that?
think, yeah, we went
Hopefully
through
this helps you if you're a personal trainer. Think about you're asking someone out.
Yeah.
make
Be more of
your
yourself.
intentions
Like take all
clear.
of these that like mainly Mahan has said, but just adapt it to your personality. Don't just follow stuff because somebody told you to do it. Just like do it, but like take the boxes from your personality as well. Don't fake it till you make it. I think I hate
Yeah.
that. I hate that so much. Because it creates a bunch of issues that then you have to solve after. So it's just like don't fake it till you make it. Just do the damn thing, until you make it.
Yeah. I think like formula is the same, but like this
yeah.
equals this. Now the first part, A plus B
Yeah.
equals like C. For
Yeah.
you maybe it's A B E E like D blah whatever.
Yeah.
Just formula is the
Yeah.
same though. You just put
Yeah.
like different
Like,
values
yeah.
of input in that, and you'll still get the same
Instead
the
of
same
counting
output.
with apples, count with oranges. Like change that part,
Yeah.
like, but the formula is the same. It's like 5 apples and it's like 5 oranges.
That was a little bit of a bad analogy, but she kind of
You
like
get it,
saved
you get
it.
it.
You get it.
Oh,
So
your
hopefully,
analogy was
my
bad.
bad
Oh,
analogy.
no, it was good,
you
it was-
saved mine. Yeah.
It was good.
So hopefully that helps you, and hopefully you enjoyed us.
Yeah.
Little bit of housekeeping. Probably next episode or the one after that will be actually not her. It'll be me with someone else. Wow, who would have thought?
He's leaving me out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
It's
that?
gonna be a little bit more fitness related conversation, and then as we said, probably at some point Paola will do her podcast. So we'll keep our podcast on as much as possible because we love talking to each other and you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I keep looking down. But
Just
also,
like, but you're there.
yeah, but also eventually, like we'll also do a
Probably
podcast with
on-
other
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
There'll be
yeah.
more conversation and more content coming your way as always. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh, sorry.